All right. Here we go. I think we're on the next day. Let me just double check. Did everything update properly? Looks like we're sending data quicker to Twitch, which is kind of cool. But anyways, welcome to Petey Aprendendo Português. We are on the next day, as I say, every day. So, we're going to start with a story time because that's the likelihood that we're not going to have an ad at the beginning. And that's just going to be the tradition as moving forward. Another cool thing is that... Fuck. Son of a... Schwoops completed a 1,300-day streak. That's our friend that we spoke to years ago to say, hey man, just do one lesson a day. Just get the flame alive. And sure enough, he's doing just a little bit each day. Super proud of him. Even though sometimes he kind of sucks as a friend quest partner. That's okay. And I've been harsh in the past about like friend quest partners and all that stuff. And I just have my ideals and ways of going about things. But let's say goodbye to 2084, which was the year, what I'm going to predict as the year of readying, 2084, and also the day I was kind of readying stuff for leaving my job. So let's swipe that away. Goodbye 2084, and 2085 days is what we're making room for, and that's going to be signified as the day of return. Return in a literal sense. I had to send some of my gear back for my job, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But that's going to be the theme for today. And yeah, I had to literally make returns. I had to send stuff in to UPS, and that is kind of sad. I had to get rid of my work phone, and I was used to I really liked having a work phone and a personal phone, but now it's just all going to be amalgamated. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys soon. We got to get the day streak because it's 11:44. And I'm hungry. I'm hungry for that flame. Let's go get it. Here we go. So we're in 8th place. Not so bad. If we actually get some stuff. I don't know what I'm trying to say though. Unit rewind. Oh, that would have been nice. That's okay though. I've really taken advantage of the opportunity at the very least, so I'm grateful for that. But we must return. I guess in a way, we returned to how we started in the heart system, so that's fun. Let's double check. I don't like any of these new stories. I don't like doing them, so we're gonna do. I feel like today I've been a lot like Zadi in this story, and I'll clarify that in a minute. That's why I love her so much, because she's so chipper.
Obrigada.
Thank you.
Zari dá presente para Lili.
Zadi gives a present to Lili.
O que é isso?
What is that?
Abre!
Open. Zadi is telling Lily to open a present. Yes, that's right.
Lili abre o presente.
Lily opens the present.
É uma camisa.
It's a shirt.
É linda!
It's beautiful.
Ela é rosa.
It's pink.
Sim, a minha cor favorita.
A minha cor favorita. It's my favorite color.
E tem gato.
And it has a cat. Eu amo gatos.
Eu amo gatos.
Do you think I know this one?
E o gato está em uma moto.
Yeah. And the cat... Fuck. O gato está em uma moto. Oh, that's a shame that I got that
É
wrong.
muito engraçada.
It's very funny.
É o presente de aniversário perfeito.
It's the present of my... It's the perfect birthday present.
Zari, hoje não é o meu aniversário.
Zadi, it's not my birthday.
Eu sei. Hoje eu...
Meu aniversario. I know, it's my birthday.
Ah, certo.
Right.
Você sempre esquece o meu aniversário.
You always forget my birthday. Esqueci.
Mas hoje você pode me dar a camisa.
But today you can give me a shirt.
Certo. Muito obrigada.
Many thanks.
Não, eu que digo muito obrigada, Lili.
No, I should be saying thank you, Lily. She wanted she wanted Lily to give it back to her. Why did she give her the shirt? Esqueci forget today. Hoje pink rosa shirt camisa aniversario birthday. I can't believe we got one wrong already. I'm so mad at myself. But, you know, I'm doing 3 at once, so go easy on me, kids. Even though this week we have to get perfect lessons on all that stuff. Let's see that flame. Where we at? Where we at? And boom. 2,085 days on the day streak. Keeping that flame going. Keeping it alive. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Catchphrase time. Yeah, bitch. So, yeah. Let's see it here. And it looks like we're... they got the energy system for the free users, which is kind of lame. Makes me miss the heart system. I don't think there's any going back to finding the cheater. Let's claim XP. Okay. Because I got free double XP. Let's see. No thanks. Ooh, we're almost done anyways, so I don't think I need to accept a gift. I'm going to save my pennies. We completed a level. Open chest. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, we did get something nice. I'm just going to... I don't use the phone app for much. Just to get the flame. And boom, 2085. Boom, Tuesday. No one stops Petey. No one stops Petey at all. Yeah. And that is a good deal. So, we are... Ooh. So, the more time you spend on this, the less you have. So, that's no bueno. That is not good. Bam, bam, bam. And claim some cheesy peas. Then there's that. Okay. No thanks. Oh, did it say 30-day trial? That's pretty cool. And we got 29 out of 35. So we need to get 6 total for us to be shredding with the big dogs. Yo. So let's open the chest. Oh, did we get a chance to upgrade? Oh my god. For the next 28 minutes, we got double XP. Boom. Oh god. Disculpe. Yay, Petey. Oh my god. That's some sneezing in everybody's ear. That's pretty good. Not the sneezing, but, you know, me doing Duolingos and making it. Because we've got 10 minutes left until midnight. Which reminds me, we've got to... Shut up, bitch. Sorry. Shut up, bitch. Alright, let's open our Finchy up. Yeah, bird. Look at this bird. Birdinho. Birdiezinho. Yay, 457. He's jumping around. Alright, I'm just going to say drinking water. We've done a lot of that. Yeah, we chose a healthy snack, even though I'm fat. One small thing I did well today. And, you know, I'm great. I've listed, and we're going to list all that stuff. I'm pretty confident in whatever today. Let's see. You and Peep have tickets for the show at the Sydney Opera House. This building looks like she sells seashells by the seashore. This building looks like seashells sticking out of the water. Did they make it that way because shells have ocean sounds inside? Those aren't seashells. They're actually made of concrete. That's a good question, but it doesn't have ocean sounds inside. It has opera sounds. He's saying that it's cacophonous, you fuck. Do you think that I can make it in as an opera singer there? No, because you're a bird. I'm kidding. But there's something to be said. Oh my god, our little star guy. Starry's fully evolved. Oh my god, they grow up so fast. Alright, well I'm going to start the adventure. And I'm going to switch out my pets. My micro pets. Oh, by the way, back to Duolingo. Let's continue on. I think I'm going to get the duck. But we're going to go to... Resilience is something that I'm actually proud that I did on Sunday. That we really made it, in a sense. So we got 2 perfect lessons. We're in 10th place. Okay, so if we don't get up to 200, it's going to be a bit of an issue. So something's telling me. We got to listen to 12 exercises. Oh, man. If only.
Areia nos pés.
Areia nos pés. Areia nos pés. Uma pedra no caminho. A stone in the path.
Quem quer ir para uma selva com tantos insetos?
Quem quer ir para uma selva com tantos insetos? Who wants to go to the jungle with so many insects? Insects. Vamos. Caminhar. Vamos andar. Até que. A noite. Chegar. Let's walk until the night. Okay.
Chato.
Okay, till the night falls. Nós vamos andar até a noite chegar. Que chato. That's how I'm going to
Chato.
word it. Gotta tickle in my
O parque foi incrível, mas o parque foi incrível, mas ele não foi. O parque foi incrível, mas ele não foi.
Incrível. There we go. Eu não ver. Eu não quero ver tubarões.
Hoje.
I don't want to see sharks.
Eles insistem em fazer compras. Eles insistem em fazer compras.
Eles insistem em fazer compras, or something like that. They insist on going shopping. Packing.
Organizar as malas é complicado demais.
Packing gags. Packing the bags is too complicated.
Eles foram para a praia ontem. Eles foram para a praia ontem.
They went to the beach yesterday.
Por que você insiste em ficar no hotel?
Why do you insist on staying at a
Todas
hotel?
as pedras parecem iguais. Todas as pedras parecem iguais.
All the stones look the same.
Andar a cavalo.
Andar a cavalo. Ride a
Mesmo
horse.
com chuva, mesmo com chuva, insistimos no passeio.
Even with the rain, we insisted on the walk.
Não sei para onde ir.
Não sei para onde ir. I don't know where to go.
Tubarão perigoso. Tubarão perigoso.
A dangerous shark. So that was a perfect score. That was actually a good perfect score. We got it. And we got, wow, that was like 10 out of 12. Holy crap. We got 7 gemmy gems. That's good.
Get more with Super Dual.
How about you get more by eating my bud? Yeah, that told him. I told her that. I really stuck it to her here. Giggity. Yeah, hopefully that describing of a challenging trip will be able to match the Power Pack taste of Sunny D. Come on, give me that.
Pedra.
Stone.
90.
90.
Medicina.
Medicine.
Perdoar.
Forgive.
Dias chuvosos.
Dias chuvosos. Days of rain. Dias. Yes.
Feriado.
Feriado.
Chuvoso.
Chuvoso is rainy.
Espelho.
Mirror.
Feriado.
Oh, that's
Perdoar.
holiday. Perdoar.
Perdoar você.
Perdoar você. Perdoar você.
Prêmio.
Prize.
Perdoar.
Forgive.
Design.
Design.
Gasolina.
Gasoline. Difícil.
Difícil. Por. Perdoar. Isso.
Oh, wait. Ver. Difícil. Ver. Perdoar por isso. É difícil perdoar alguém por isso. Okay.
Feriado.
Holiday.
Terceiro.
Third.
Prêmio.
Prize.
Perdoar.
Forgive.
Ela reclamou.
Sobre. Oh, do.
Sempre. Chuvoso. Chuvoso. Céu. Sempre.
I don't know. So sempre. I'm losing
Medicina.
medicine.
Perdoar.
Forgive.
Mesmo.
Really.
Momento.
Moment.
Ele sempre reclama de chuvoso dias. A
Shit.
cidade é linda, mas a cidade é linda, mas muito chuvosa.
Chuvosa. I'm gonna stop right there. It's 11:59. I'm just gonna stop right there. Yeah, we're gonna. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to. Well, I don't know. I'll leave that up there. Hopefully, I could keep that lesson going. But I'm at one heart, and it's 11:59. I was hoping, we're ranked in 9th place. Tomorrow, I think, will be a good opportunity for me to start earlier. And I might even just want to start at 9. I have to stop doing this around midnight. It's crazy. But it's my ADHD brain. Like, I hate blaming that and defaulting to that, but we'll let it go for now. I'm not going to dwell. Like most things. Sometimes you just got to keep moving forward. Just like that one movie that I never saw fully. Keep moving forward was the theme of that futuristic Meet the Robinsons or something like that. But anyways, speaking of which, let's talk about our feelings as the clock just struck midnight. So let's take a look at 2085 one last time. Boom. 2085 days on the day streak, keeping that flame going, keeping it alive, as I like to say every day. Todos os dias. I'm dying. I have a tickle in my throat, but that's okay. So, today, what did I do? Honestly, it was mostly work from home. So that's a perk. I like working from home. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. But I'm also, it was also kind of like a melancholy-ish, and kind of a melancholy kind of moment of like I had to say goodbye to my former employer. And honestly, my supervisor didn't really seem that reactive, or didn't really. I don't know. I feel like I might have betrayed him or his trust in some way, and he's just like, oh, look at this fucker, walking away in freedom, or he's probably moving ahead and looking forward, and just like that. I guess that animation movie that I was talking about earlier. I think it was Meet the Robinsons, something along those lines. But from there, the theme of today is return. And I don't know if that's going to be when I'm going to return to the earth. At any point I could drop dead. I'm going to be a very old man at 2085 as a year. Or it could be returned to, maybe I was far off somewhere physically, and I actually decided to revisit something. Revisit's also a good thing. Do I have revisit? I might have done revisit, but return, I feel like I was saving for like my older age in case if I passed on or something like that. But return in a sense of like just to a simpler mentality, maybe just being at peace in a way. Hopefully not in death. I don't want to manifest that part of it. I really don't want it to be death. I don't think anybody wants to die. But this whole 2,000 day streak of like I've said, like practically every episode, like 2000, it's like, oh, that's great. Turn of the millennium, I was a little kid, and now I'm like, we caught up to 2026 being now, and then every perpetual year of like, well, yeah, next year I'm going to do this, and then this year I'm going to do that, and, the year after that I'm going to do this and that and this and that, and then I'm going to, like, be an old man, and I'll turn to dust at some point, and hopefully that's not 2085, but if it is, it's been real. If the bunny made it this long, the bunny is a immortal being. But 2085... the year of return. And maybe it's something that, I borrowed something from a friend and I just got to give it back to him. Or maybe it's a way of me to return the favor and pay it forward to either the next generation or a good friend of mine. And, maybe it's something more positive like that, where I return a favor for someone after a long time and, can return to just a simple life. That would be cool. I would so totally like that version, that timeline, where it's just something gets not like a just desserts, but just karma returns to somebody who deserves it, or maybe I'm the person who deserves it. There are a lot of people that don't think I do. There's also a lot of people that absolutely do think I do. And it's kind of that yin and yang moment. I feel like we've kind of all lived a life of which, we're all survivors in a way. And I feel like you get to a certain point in life where it's like, yeah, petty squabbles and identity this, identity that. You could get into that, like, you could really get into the he said, she said parts of things. But then you're faced with somebody that you really care about, and they pass on. And then it's like, oh, shit. What was I complaining about? Something about, like, not visiting someone, or, like, that it almost, like, it is literally trivial, like, when faced with life or death. And it's unfortunate that sometimes it has to come to that for some people, but it is difficult to, like, I just wish that the maturity came in naturally for some people. But sometimes it takes, I feel like that's where maturity has to, step in, I suppose. That's how you become mature, is through this fucked up hazing ritual. And that's the unfortunate, that might be the unfortunate truth to it. So my hope, maybe it's just I have to return a library book that, like, the government's preventing me from, doing anything. Because I have a library card that I have to return. But it's maybe a sentiment of, like, maybe I'm paying a due for the future of somebody that I care about, like a grandson or something like that. And, returning the favor that my dad gave me years ago. Maybe it's that. Maybe I like that. I know it's kind of that, like, there's a level of that passing of the torch to, to the next generation. And that's kind of been the thematic element of, like, the past days, recommend, relate, reverence, Hopefully, redemption, reorient. Actually, I don't think I really had anything like that. Return. Yeah, return the favor. Pay it forward. I think that's my fortune of the day. For 2085, I'm going to be a wise old man, and I'm actually going to do something about it. So let's take a look at this flame one last time. Boom and boom. That's a beautiful thing. 2,085 days on the day streak. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was kind of a short-lived stream because we ran out of time and I procrastinated way too much because, it is what it is. I guess we'll talk, well, before I conclude, my day was pretty good. I lounged around, well, and then I kind of putzed around, like, getting my work laptop that I have to give back, then my work phone that I had to give back. I factory reset it in the parking lot of the UPS store, and it was like, it was so it was heartfelt in a weird way, like where I'm like, let's do one last ride, stupid iPhone that I fucking hate because I don't really like iPhones. I'm more of an Android guy, but I'm like, I had them. I don't think I set up my phone mount. I don't even know if Rage Cage is watching anymore, but, shout out. Thank you for that. But yeah, I had it just on the dash, probably overheating, showing me the directions. In the hot summer day, the adhesive, I think, was too much on the rubber for the phone mount. I had it fall a couple times, but that's okay. That's normal. But I was just reading the direction or listening to the directions. And honestly, I spaced out. Like, I missed my turn. I'm just like, kind of, taking in the moment of, man, all these memories, all the things that we learned this far from our journeys is all going away. So that's going to be it. And I guess nobody really gives a shit about stupid stuff like that, especially in like a male dominated field. I'm kind of like the woman, the bitch, the female in this. It's like, oh man, my tools. I got to turn that in my tool bag. And, I don't know. I like to say I have a little bit of a heart for everything. And it's hard for some people like that. My sister's a lot like that, and she internalizes a lot of stress that is invoked. And whenever there's extreme, bipolar forms of stress, it can really bog you down. You gain weight. You end up, getting incurable disease, or hopefully, knock on wood, curable disease. I love my sister. I hope she makes it out healthy. But that and I'm praying for her. I really hope she does get through it, but not to be so gloom and doom about this stuff. I lost my train of thought for a second. Yeah, just saying goodbye to my supplies, my tools, my weapon, turning in your badge, turning in your sword, to, like the moment where like Link sheathes his the master sword at the pedestal in the Temple of Time. It's like, okay, the journey is over. You saved the princess. You saved Hyrule. Now what? Now I'm going to Termina. I'm going to do this weird shit with masks in this like fever dream of a video game while I, break my bones changing into like, monsters to the Goron, Zora, and Deku, and just like, that's why he screams in that cutscene where he puts on the mask and then becomes something else. It's because he I don't know. It's because he's in pain because his bones are breaking and it's gross. Imagine like actually changing into something and Like, it's not a Sailor Moon, like, sequence where you change your outfit a little bit and you're cute about it. It's just, like, it's a little bit kind of horrifying, you know, fantasy horror, stuff like that. But it's not, you know, it's for kids. That was a bit of a tangent. Holy crap. But, yeah, I guess, yeah. Going back to returning the Master Sword at, you know, in the Temple of Time, where, in the Sacred Realm, where it belongs for the next hero. And, you know, that cadence of the hero's journey was experienced today. It felt kind of sad, but melancholy sad, like, but not so much melancholy. It's kind of like if melancholy's in the center between bitter and sweet, it's a little bit more sweet than it was bitter. It felt like a full octave was made, a full circle moment. Just like I felt last year with my last shitty job. But it felt like I left respected enough where it's like, okay, at least some people are going to miss me. At least some people are like, hey, you did a good job. I was basically the same for both fields. Just the first one was more catty and shitty and paid less. It's funny how that works. You get, like, you have a job that doesn't pay you as much, but then, like, and they treat you like shit, like a grunt. But then you make more money, and they revere you, like, oh, he knows some things. It's like, I'm no different than I was fucking last year. I'm still kind of the same blorpy idiot trying to fumble around and get shit to work. And I ask way too many questions because I just forget what somebody said. Or some ADHD auditory processing with a dash of dyslexia and autism. It's like, you know, having to be that is it's tiring for some people, and I understand it. You know, I've lived with it my whole life. Believe me, I don't. It's an old adage that my dad once told me. It's one thing if you have to deal with them. Or, sorry, it's one thing that you have to deal with them. But it's another if you actually have to be them. And I'm glad that I just have to deal with people. And, you know, and I'm thankful that I'm not them. Because I'm me. I'm wonderful. Yeah, look at me. No, I'm not to be too arrogant. I'm not trying to be a showboating, arrogant guy. But there's a level of, like, you know, acknowledgement that I'm at least not a piece of shit too much of the time. Sometimes I could be an asshole, but aren't we all? You know, when have I claimed that I'm not perfect? Or when did I claim that I was perfect? That's what I like telling people. When did I ever claim that? You're silly for thinking that I'm flattered that you think I'm wonderful, but I think so too. But it's like just convincing other people to think that. That's the tough thing. Although it is kind of disheartening, the negativity of, like, are people who are just like, whatever, next thing. Like my cousin I work with, he's just like, I already deleted your number off of the phone. It's like, geez, man. he's looking forward to have me being gone the whole time. And maybe he's got that level of autism of, you know, on to the next thing, and I'm just not that. I'm kind of the opposite. I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of sentimentality. Like, I've got this fucking pile of fortune cookies, of like a shit ton of fortune cookies, like that turtle from Cats Don't Dance. If you guys have ever seen that movie, that's a fucking classic. I grew up on that shit, and just the turtle always saved the fortunes, and I always thought it would be cool to do that. And so as a kid, I started to, and then my mom's like, meh, we gotta, meh. She just threw them out because she's a neat freak. understandable. That's what I'm marrying into with Naya being Brazilian. But I kind of want a little like cuppy or container that has all this stuff, so it's not so totally a mess, so to speak. So yeah, I'll leave it. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it at that, but yeah. Where I'm going with this is like, it took a little bit of me, like the whole day today. Oh yeah, going back to what I mainly started talking about, just the day itself today was about me returning stuff, but the process of just like the emotional, like, oh man, my phone, oh no, my tool bags, my tool bag, my supplies, that I've used and bonded with in a weird way because it's an inanimate object, but it's like this has been my Excalibur, my Master Sword, my trying to think of another one, Sting. There you go. That's another sword, and it's not like, Bilbo was glad to like pass on for being 111, and I might even continue into the 21, because you just never know. I think I'll end around like 11:1 for Bill, like like how Bilbo grew old and from having the Ring of Power, but he gave his mithril armor and also his sword that he used in The Hobbit. And there's something to be said about, returning the favor, returning the, returning to like a calmer place and just not worrying anymore. Like when we were kids, that nostalgia thing. And maybe there's going to be a retirement home that has emo night. And we can all play Nintendo GameCube like it's and play Super Smash Bros. Melee or Nintendo Wii games. Just like the good old days. And hopefully I'm not going to be shunted into a fucking home. I really hope I could raise kids so that they respect me enough to really do that. That might be another Duolingo where I have respect. It's hard to find respect. It's hard to, like, my grandfather and my mom's side, ironically, he worked for a different division of the company I'm going to work for now, and he really wanted to pass something down and be a respectable person. And I'm fortunate and I'm graceful, gracious that he not graceful but gracious that he from that tenacity. I don't think he really got much of anywhere that he would have wanted to, but I would say that he raised a great daughter that then became my mother, and that's, it's my turn to carry the torch. And there will be a time where I'm an old man and I'll return the favor, through my sacrifice and paying dues. It's part of why, the why I go against some of the socialistic stuff. It's like, hey, there's been generations of sacrifice doing this boring shit, and just anybody can kind of waltz in and do the fun stuff and do the like the trust fund kids that don't they just paint every day. They don't have to think about anything, or they have YouTube, TikTok clout because they have money to pay to be celebrities. That's kind of how it goes. And what a life! What a life! What a sheltered way to be. It's beautiful, And I have a friend of mine that, well, I don't know if I'd call him a friend, but he had a lot of connections, and as do I in different fields. But he followed the direct path that was laid out in front of him. I'm starting to do the same, and it's great, and I'm thankful I'm not bogged down by petty squabbles, since I have a legacy to carry, and that type of devotion is more, I would say, is that's the thing that keeps the flame alive. That's the thing that keeps the flame alive. It's not dedication, it's devotion. And I think I heard that somewhere I'm paraphrasing some clip from, one of my doom scrolling sessions on whatever social media. Devotion. I'm devoted to my fiance. I'm devoted to my family. I'm devoted to getting this day streak done, because if I miss a day, then the momentum for my mother goes, the momentum for Schwoops, who just made 1,300 days, the momentum for anybody who watches this and is inspired by my efforts. At the very least, we can contribute a lot of things to this life. If mine is keeping people more consistent, so to keep showing up for themselves, that's a spark of hope, and it's a way of returning the favor. And I'm not saying that I'm the guy who's like holding up, Atlas's boulder for everyone else and getting their day streak. It's all you, man. If you're thinking about getting in, oh shit, that's too high. If you're thinking about keeping the flame up and keeping the flame alive, definitely do one a day. Just one a day, then take a nap. Wake up, it's midnight, do another one. Done. And then you don't have to think about it for that whole day. And you could probably do that for like a half a year. Just one lesson a day, done. One lesson a day. And then after a while, you'll grow to where I'm at right now. But it's just building blocks. It's just a little bit. And it sounds so generic. But really, it's really something. How do you and I guess going back to the day, 2,085 days or on the day streak, but also 2085 as a year. How do you think it's going to go for you? Are you still going to be around? Are you going to take care of your health enough so you make it that long? Are you going to but if you do think you're going to be alive for that year, what are you going to do? What's the theme of that year? For me, I've set the bar low in a lot of things, in a lot of categories. With Respair, it was just one song. That's it. One song. I was hoping it would be more. I was hoping it would be like an album. But, we got through it. We did our best. And that's, something to still be proud of, even though it didn't really get much traction. It's hard to keep, pushing out content and looking at it like a business, but it's not really anything other than just, hey, this is the formula. And it was good to try it out. And yeah, I'm gonna, I leave it at that for the most part. And I'm such a good fan of, just reinventing. But maybe when I get older, I'll return to not having that type of guilt. That'll be a beautiful thing. So I think we've come full circle in like the point I'm trying to make here. And, maybe one day I will command respect from other people. But I've something else I've returned to is, they're not fucking worth it. People are going to like or hate you no matter what, and they're going to hold something against you at some point. And I think, a day streak earlier down the road was, Relinquish was one day. Let's see, 2062. And it's just relinquishing care. Nothing like, I'm surrendering in any way, shape, or form. Next year is going to be regrowth, but like all this stuff is going to be like reunite, regrowth, reignite, reflection, since it'll be 2030, reaffirmation, resolve, rejoice, readjust, resurge, restore, realign, recommit, repair, and it's just a form of something to do, something to really think about. And hopefully these aren't manifesting, pockets of time in which the theme is just about one thing. Hopefully I have a colorful life where it's not like super stagnant. Because I've had a real job for like a couple years. It's exhausting, man. Real corporate job. It's going to be the third year in a real corporate job starting tomorrow. Well, I mean, it's 2 years total, but starting the third year, if this is like the new year of starting new shit. We'll figure out, May 2027, how I'm going to feel about this job and how stressed out I am throughout. But until then, we've returned to the starting plate at 2085, as they always say. 2085, and as always, as we always say, muito obrigado por assistir. Boa noite. Ciao, ciao for now. Good night. Goodbye to my former employer. And as I've always said, every ending is a new beginning.
The song has restored my strength.
Petey, 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 Petey.